and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Game is the Game podcast. Last week, we had a blast. We enjoyed ourselves, we had a beautiful discussion. And those discussions, you have seen it, and you're about to actually understand and know why the game is the game. Today, the topic of discussion is why do feminists prey on weak men? Why do feminists prey on weak men? My name is Dajay. To my right, so why do feminists prey on weak men? What is feminism? Who is a feminist?
I don't be feminist. Now, man, I be.
Now, man, we know.
Feminism, generally, you can have your own contextual meaning to it, but generally, feminism is a belief in equality between men and women. So, a feminist is somebody that believes in equality between men.
What more you say?
If going by the race definition, it means that you are saying a man has the same right as a woman or must have the same right as a woman. But I don't think it should actually be equality, it should be equity. And if you are saying equality and we put all the cards on the table, you realize that there is no equality. There is no equality. There can never be equality.
We are still coming to that. To me, feminism or feminists or whoever they call themselves, they just want equal social, economic, and political balance between a man and a woman, which to me is just impossible. They want the beautiful products that comes from the social, economic, and political hard work, but ignore all the hard work that comes along with it. To me, that's the definition of feminism, or being a feminist. So,
Of being a feminist.
or being a
And
feminist.
that's why I said when I was speaking that, there is it's a concept. It's just like you're asking what is a particular religion, maybe asking what is Christianity or what is Islam. You get. Generally, there's a concept for feminism, which I strongly believe in. Just for the record, I don't think men can be feminists. That's another conversation for another day.
You strongly believe in it, that you believe
In
men and
feminism.
women can be equal, or
In the concept,
Okay.
in the concept, but there's now the practice
Practical
of it.
aspect as well.
Do you understand? The practice of it.
So that means it's not probable.
Practically, it's not a probable concept. But the concept, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I get you.
The idea
The idea behind it is
It's good.
The concept is good.
But
I agree with
implementing
you.
it is not.
But to practice,
Something like that, if you implement it, is it feasible?
it's not visible because I made a tweet about some years back, and I said that there's order, there's hierarchy. Even all men are not equal.
Never.
Do you understand? Remove gender. Even all men are not equal.
even all women.
Even all women are not equal. So I agree to the fact that there are some rights that if you look at history, you see that there are some rights that women did not have. For example, maybe the right to education, maybe female genital mutilation. Feminism fought that. You understand? The right to vote, children marriage. Feminism fought that. And those are rights that, like you said, they are socio-economic rights that every human, they are basic human rights that women were denied. You understand? But when it now comes to the way it is being practiced now,
in the 21st century.
To me, I have a point to pick with that. Because to me, I believe no matter how you actually want to say it, women voting has been the climax of this breakdown of almost everything in the world currently. Because currently, women actually don't vote from the logical sense of it. A majority of them, don't let me say all, majority of them don't vote from the logical sense of it. There are two candidates. One actually has a good objective so for the people. The other actually has none, but knows how to talk, knows how to appeal to women's feeling. Majority of women will actually go for that.
But that's politics now.
And you understand that.
Even men.
But
Even
whether
men
you
don't
like
vote
it or not,
logically.
politics is still intertwined to our society. So
Yeah,
you can't actually
but the
separate it.
point I'm making is even men don't vote logically.
Well, majority of men do. It depends on the propaganda that's played.
Everything is propaganda. That's
Everything
But
is
at the same time, men can easily like distinguish a good propaganda from the bad one.
No.
no.
When it comes to elections, I disagree.
I disagree.
No,
I
That is where education comes in.
Sure.
Now, even
Sure.
education,
There are other factors involved. But so go on.
even education um, does not completely help politically, especially when it comes to making decisions about during election period. Education does not even matter. That is why you see people you expect. I don't want to mention names, but that is why you see people you expect, and they see that this person, there is the history of this person politically in this country. He has a track record of being woeful, of being a dictator, of being whatever. I'm not talking about one person in particular, but of course, we have different kind of leaders in Nigeria. We have people across the world. We have people that are dictators, that have shown tendencies of being dictators, that have shown tendencies of weakness, that have shown tendencies of being corrupt, and you still see people who blindly vote for them. Now, blindly voting for them is not because they do not know what that person has done. They know what that person has done, but their selfish interest
Or
is coming to
sentiment.
play.
They might not even kill anything.
Now, the sentiment might be political, it might be financial, it might be economical, it might be tribalistic,
Maybe
it might be religious.
But people
People would always vote based on sentiments, regardless of the gender.
I understand where you're coming from, but let's put it this way. There are so many factors involved when it comes to voting. I don't want us to digress too much politically, but let me make this last statement. There are so many factors involved. But let's remove all the propaganda. I know it's impossible to remove it, but let's remove all the propaganda aside and look at the traits of between a man and a woman. A politician is in front of you, trying to let you know this is his plan. No propaganda, just straight up talking to you. Most women will go for how that politician makes them feel without thinking about what he is saying logically. That it makes sense.
It's still propaganda.
Propaganda. What? Hold
That's
on.
propaganda.
Propaganda is just selling a lie to the masses.
Yes, that's what the
No,
politician has
I'm not saying no.
successfully
Hold
done.
on, no, hold on. We are different people that know how to actually communicate to people. So there are some. Personally, to me, I don't believe I'm a great communicator. I just believe I'm somebody that can actually comprehend things and say it in my own little words that I can put it in. There are people that can actually say things and make you believe and make you see it the way they want you to see it. But there are people that can actually say words the way it is, that can actually say things the way it's supposed to be. And when they say them, you will actually think about it logically. And like,
Should I
okay,
say something?
does this make sense? Does this not make sense?
Okay. Personally, I have a personal belief that women are very ruthless. When a woman has to make a decision, she goes for what is in her interest.
No, that is when it serves them.
I'm coming.
That is why I'm saying feelings. They are feelings.
Now, if you bring two candidates and you remove all forms of emotional manipulation,
Yomi, sorry, I don't want us to actually go too deep in political discussions. Let's now go back to our topic. Why feminists prey on weak men? Who is a weak man? Who is a weak man? Or who are weak men?
Okay, so before I even go into the definition, you can be a soft guy and not be weak. It is possible. Now, the difference between a soft guy,
I know they acknowledge.
the difference between a soft guy who is weak and one who is not is their decisiveness, the ability to know that the ability to have this assertion that my no is my no, my yes is my yes. You don't have to shout. Like I said, you can be a soft guy and you will still not be weak because you know what you want, you know the things you can take. So majorly, weak men are just guys that are not decisive, they are not assertive, and they allow themselves to be pushed around. That's just it.
I think the first thing is you need to, you are juxtaposing and we are juxtaposing. So if you say who is a weak man, you have to also look at it from the angle of who is a strong man, right? And I think the first thing that makes a weak man or a strong man is how stoic they are. I believe so much that a man that is not stoic is a weak man. In recent times there has been a lot of, people consume a lot of PR, a lot of things that you just read.
No, for the sake of our audience, I actually don't know what.
I'm going to explain it. Yes. So I was just going to say that people consume a lot of PR. The world is so global that people can sit in a room and decide how they want you to think, and then they will push out agendas
that will shape
the way you think. So recently, there has been this demonization of stoicism. Men should cry to
express your feelings.
Tell your women how you feel. And in a way, they are beginning to demonize being stoic. Being stoic is basically, just in my own words, is just having a shock absorber. Not every time you go fall. Having a shock absorber. And they have demonized it now that they expect men to. I'm not saying men
having a strong shock absorber.
Yeah, I'm not saying men should not cry. Shock absorber feel weak. But men should not cry every time. Men should not cry like women. Men should, in fact, if a man has to cry, but
cry in the corner of your room.
Do you understand?
Wake up,
lock yourself,
log 4 a.m., 5 a.m., enter the room.
You understand?
Cry,
and then you
better come out.
You understand? Don't wallow in your tears. So I think that the first thing that makes a man weak is that the man is not stoic. You understand? Small thing like this, that's the first thing. And the second thing is, like I said, assertiveness. I heard somebody say something. When I was way younger, I was having a squabble with one of my younger ones. And I kept saying, am I your mate? And somebody called me and said, the day you tell somebody, am I your mate? You are friend. Then you tell a woman, don't you know I'm your husband? Don't you know I am older than you? You should check it. Because what that person was trying to explain to me that day is that your assertion has been questioned, that you are now using other things. You should tell somebody to do something and the person should know by themselves. So if you are not assertive, that's the second thing. Then thirdly, your mental strength. You must be intelligent. Because if you are dealing with even men to men, or if you are dealing with women, everybody relates with you on the level of how intelligent they know you are. Do you understand? Sometimes person go lie for me now. I'm not angry that you lied. I am angry that you lied that kind of lie.
You think I'm foolish enough to believe if you are lying?
You understand? You can lie to me and I'll be like, okay.
Yomi, do you think intelligence varies?
People are not all intelligent at the same level. Do you understand? People are not all, but you might not be the smartest in the room, but you don't have to be foolish. If you meet a foolish person, you will know.
Jaye, to you, what do you think?
I think it's right. Because if you don't necessarily, for one, I believe nobody is completely dumb. You just don't identify your area of strength yet.
Some people are completely. I beg to differ, but let's continue.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
You might think someone is dull or this person is not brilliant, but it might just be that the person find themselves in their area of weakness. If the person is able to discover there is nobody that does not have their strength.
That's true.
So once you discover your strength, you realize that people will realize that will now look at you differently. Like, I never knew this person was this smart.
Yeah.
I never knew this person was this intelligent. How did you know this? I didn't know you can pick up something like this. That is when they realize that this person has discovered his strength. You are no longer showing that weakness that people know you for. So if okay, that is on one side. Now, like I said, I agree with a lot of what he has said. In fact, I agree with almost everything he has said. Because once you lose your assertiveness, even in a man-to-man relationship, you should not be a toss around. People should not be able to toss you around. This one sees you, go and slap this person. You get to the person they tell you to slap. Are you so foolish? Go back and go and slap. No. The person that told you to go and slap you should have convinced you enough to know that whatever this other person is telling you does not matter. You still have to deliver that slap. You have to deliver that slap. You can now slap that person and ask, oh, you wanted to tell me something before. Let me hear your side of the story. But if you are not convinced enough and you are going to deliver that slap, and you now get to that place, you now use explanation to change your mind. You are a foolish person, you are a weak man. Deliver that slap first before you listen to. If the fact that you have decided in your mind that I'm going to do this thing, and you now get there, it now somehow manipulates you out of it. Whether the person is telling you the truth or not, you have showed signs of weakness. That is why you will see that when they meet someone to betray someone, they have to kill that person that betrayed the other person. Sure. You cannot leave that person because that is a sign of weakness. If I'm telling you to betray your father and you actually betray your father, how will I expect you to be loyal to me?
Never.
You are weak.
So
I cannot expect someone who is a sellout to be strong, to be mentally strong. Because for you to have gotten to the point where I am able to break you, to sell out your own person, you are a weak person. You are weak.
Another thing about mental strength that people don't get is this, and I'll say this in line with what we are saying, but mental strength is so important. Now, it's not about when I say somebody is foolish. The person can be the best architect, but it's just a foolish.
You are just a fool.
You can be at the top of your career
and still be foolish
and be a fool.
In fact, I believe you can be the richest man in the world
and be foolish.
Sure. Definitely.
I want to draw an insight, right, from one of the religious books that there's one man. His name is Nabal, very rich man like this, but he was called a fool. So, somebody being successful, somebody being doing well for themselves, they can be smart, right? Being smart does not mean that you are not a fool. You understand?
You can be smart and still exhibit.
You can be a smart fool.
Personally, what I believe is everybody is foolish. It just depends on which area you're foolish at the most.
Okay.
Everybody is foolish. Like you can't be upright 24/7. There are times whereby things will actually hit you on way and you can't process it in time. That's that short period of time that you are dealing with another person that you can't process that information. The person will look at you like, like this guy is foolish.
God.
But
Hold on. Like after that incident, you actually like go home and you start thinking.
And they are not foolish now.
But the impression
there was a moment of foolishness.
The impression you give the next person is that you are this guy is foolish.
Okay, let me clarify. Have you met people that they can't handle anything when it comes to interpersonal relationships. For example, you can be in a group and then you know somebody that you cannot trust with anything that has to do with, say, kabadebe.
Maybe this person, I cannot trust this person to deliver when he's high.
No, it's not when he's high.
No,
It's
no, I'm
not,
just
it's
using it
normal.
as an example.
You just know that,
This person will not just
okay, you want to
deliver.
go and sign a business deal. You are telling the guy, when we reach there, don't talk anything. You want to go and settle quarrel. You are still telling the same guy, when we reach there, no talk anything. By the time you see, I don't know if you've
No,
been
no,
in a
we all
group,
have, we all,
you have
we
that
all
one
have.
guy that everything can be going well like this. Once you just put, it's not like he's intentional. Oh. They are not just in there. It's not intelligence. It's a way of life.
No, I see.
It's a way
Do
of
you know?
life.
Do you know?
It's maturity.
No, do
To
you
an
know? Do you know
extent.
what I call people like that? Clowns. I call people like that clowns.
Just foolish.
Clowns. Like they are general clowns. They are just there in the group to make you relax, to make you smile, because you're actually seeing them for their foolishness. But they don't see it that way. But
You know, say
everybody in the group sees that way.
you go dey look the person say this thing wey this guy dey
Guys,
do.
let's step back.
This
Let's
thing
go
na
to the next question. To the next question,
na
please.
rubbish.
How do you identify a feminist?
This one butterfly on their this one butterfly. Yeah, butterfly, flower,
Rainbow.
rainbow.
Nose ring.
Eh,
This nose ring.
yes,
This
nose
one.
ring,
This one.
you know, the argument about food. You cannot
They cannot kill.
you cannot cook. That's
They are very easy to identify.
I can't.
Oh, no.
They can't cook for their fathers. They can never cook
you
for
cannot cook for
their
their
fathers.
father. If their brother is at home, the hands outside. You understand?
Why is only your daughter in the kitchen?
Eh,
What of
they
your
just-
son?
They just want problem. They just, you are,
They are always looking for the
you
problem.
understand?
in
How
every
will
situation.
somebody post a video? I saw something on Twitter and I was just laughing. Somebody posted a video of her life. You are saying you reject it. What is your business? They don't. You see. But let me tell you, I listened to. There was a time I started listening to women because I realized that I was beginning to take in a lot of red pill content, and I needed something to give me a counter opinion. So I started listening to a lot of women. I was listening to Nigerian women. I was listening to Ibuka Oshika a lot. I listened to her a lot. I listened to late Dora Akinyuli. I listened to, and I realized something. I realized that these people are feminists.
Wait, the good sense of it or the
The
other
good sense of it. That's the thing. They are the feminists.
No. Let's get it straight. The feminism of the 21st century
No,
is different from what
they
it
even-
ought to be
they even-
or what the movement
so that
started as.
even
Ibuka
the-
is still living in this.
Even the initial movement to me.
She's not a Gen Z. Let me put it that
Do you get? I'm coming in because I was listening to Ibuka Oshika talk one day, and she said something very profound. She said that one thing that drives her is that she wants to be the first woman to do something. When she gets to a place,
That's a very
And-
masculine trait.
and they say there has never been a woman that has done this thing, she sees it as,
a challenge.
she doesn't see it as them sidelining women. She sees it as no woman has taken it upon themselves to pursue this thing, and then she puts it upon herself.
Do you know it's a masculine trait?
Yeah, well, but you know
It's a
what she
masculine
was fighting for there is what feminism is. That okay, let women be able to be whatever they want to be.
Okay.
Right? But now when you now come to
Let me
this,
ask you this. Do you think from like in 19th centuries or 18th centuries or 17th centuries or even in our own generation when we were born, do you think women has been oppressed?
what's our own generation?
Generation
How old do you
one.
people think?
I'm just
Generation one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Even
Yeah,
if you are-
see, but you are-
if you are 18 and 14 then. So Do you think women have been oppressed, like going by it throughout history?
This is the story.
Do you think women have been actually oppressed? If yes, in what areas do you think they have been oppressed?
Yes. Yes.
In what areas?
There were times where women were not allowed to, their opinions didn't count in serious matters like election, in decisive matters. Even at home, there were times that a woman was not even supposed to look her husband in the eye. The husband was not supposed to consult with the wife for ideas.
Do you think it's because of the nature of the woman that's why those rules were?
I don't know, but I know that, okay, I'm not saying women are foolish, but I want to say this. There is this saying that even a dead clock, is correct twice in a day.
Sure.
So no matter how foolish you think someone is, they will still have their moments of intelligence.
Well, do you think you can
Now-
wait for that twice in a day
No.
moment of
Now this is where I'm going to.
Can you wait?
This is what I'm going to. If you have not given someone a chance, you cannot completely say this person has nothing to offer.
Yes.
So there have been times in history that they have been deprived of that. How do I put it now? They have been deprived of their own moments. How can you say in a society that even women live in, they should not vote? So you are saying that they are not sensible enough to understand that this is right, this is wrong. No, I'm not saying that they don't have their emotional moments. Don't misquote me. But then, like I said earlier, even a dead clock will be correct at least twice in a day. They are even in the masculine gender, we still have foolish men.
They plenty.
We have foolish
They
men.
plenty.
We see them every day. So
Yeah.
why should you now say because this person is from this particular gender, they should not do this?
Do
They
you
should
know?
not vote. Now, the reason I keep emphasizing on the voting is that now voting is very basic.
It's not basic.
It is.
It's not basic.
And hold on.
It's not.
The reason I said
because it shapes the future of generations.
yes, it does. Actually, it does.
It's not
And
basic.
then you cannot, if you are saying it shapes the future of generations,
Then everybody has
then everybody has to
allowed.
be allowed to contribute to that future.
Okay. Let me ask you guys a question, maybe two. From your point of view, do you think there are more foolish men than there are foolish women?
I think it's easier to spot a foolish man. So yes, there are more foolish men.
I don't want to say. I think the reason you will say that it is easier to spot a foolish man is because men are expected to speak up.
Exactly.
You might, if someone is not speaking, you will not know if the person is intelligent.
No. Let me.
Hold on, before you actually like buttress that.
Mm.
Between a foolish man and a foolish woman, which one would you prefer to actually deal with or work with?
To deal with or work with.
Yeah, deal with and work with, or deal with or work with, whichever way.
I prefer to deal with a foolish man.
I think I prefer to deal with a foolish man.
Why? You guys are
A
misogynists now.
foolish man. No.
Misogynists.
No.
Yes.
Let me tell you why.
I mean,
A foolish woman will not listen to you. You will perish in that foolishness. Because even though she realizes that what she has done is wrong,
you still not accept that what she has done.
it will be
One thing
difficult for her to
about a
see.
lot of women is they know that this thing is not completely right, but to accept that this
You
thing is not
understand?
right is the problem.
So why
But
would
a foolish man will understand. Mo go. Yeah, I'm going, but don't so correct.
So I would definitely prefer to deal with a foolish man.
so why would you give the larger percentage of voting rights to foolish women?
It's not larger percentage. How do you mean larger percentage?
Okay, let's put it this way. See, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's the inverter causing that noise. So, for me, so just bear with us out there. Okay, I was saying the other time, if we see that there are more foolish women according to you guys, there are more foolish women. You rather deal with a foolish man than a foolish woman. And generally, feminism has liberated women to actually take on whatever they want to do. And still, they go about doing that basic primitive act of being a woman. Will you call that foolishness or just nature taking its place?
I don't understand. Do you understand?
No.
Okay, this is a very good question. We all say feminism has liberated women. Like it has given them the chance to actually build, like be expressive. And so far so good. A lot of women have taken it upon themselves to still stay into that their primitive state of mind and their primitive nature. A woman would rather just do something little for herself to make income rather than just go out there and do big.
Generally.
A woman would rather rely on a man for financial aid rather than go out there and do something beautiful or financially huge for herself.
Okay.
But now, most of women generally, if you look at it, let's say Nigeria as a case study, a larger percentage of women still do or are still into that primitive state of mind rather than that feminist or feminist progressive way that have been popularized.
The difference now is women now want to make their money, they just don't want to spend it. That is the difference. They are making their money, they want to make their money, but they just don't like the idea of spending their money.
I agree.
Now that is progress. Because at some point
They were
not even making that money. They were not allowed to make that money at some point. Now they went from
I don't believe that, because let's look at it this way. Let's look at our grandfathers and grandmothers, and I don't know. I met one of my greats. I met one, so I think I dealt with her for a while. They had little things going on for themselves. It might not be pronounced as it is now, but they had, like, let's say they are selling cocoa or selling pepper or selling the basic things we human being need. They were still making money then. Nothing changed. The difference now is the fact that it's just more pronounced because of technology.
You see,
Yes, technology and computer. That's it.
There's something called level of dependence, right? What having your own money or making your own money does is that it increases your level of dependence.
Sure.
Right? For example, level of independence. So, for example, if you look at, you see the way everything works, this world, everything is a social fabric, right? If you tear one part, you tear another part. So, for example, now, if you look at the way there has been heightened divorce, right? You'd see that one of the major reasons is that for whatever, or one of the reasons, I may not say major, is that women are now able to move out because they are no longer heavily dependent on the man.
And it's not just financial.
And you understand? And I'm even coming from the angle of the finances, right? And one of the reasons is because now I make my own money. It has its own, you can argue for or against, right? But I'm arguing for. If I want to argue against, I can also argue against. But for now, what happened is this. What I have realized in my own experience is that, see, making money is different from responsibility.
Yes, sure, definitely.
Right? Men, and I would go back to say this, that even if a feminist or a woman or a feminazi or a player of Dortmund, if they eventually go with a weak man, right? They still expect, that's what I'm saying, that you would see that I'm bringing it to the top. They still expect you to still be a man. Now, I'm trying to bring it to the topic now. Now, you realize that at first, it is sweet. When you first meet a guy that is bending to everything you want, he's bending everything. You complain about this one, you complain about his friends. That's the first thing women complain about. Your friends. You cannot have good friends to a woman. You cannot.
You can never.
Especially if you have friends that you are drinking bodies. bad friends.
They will always have problems.
So by the time she realizes that she complains about your friends, you let go. She complains about your work, you let go. She complains about how you dress. What you do as is that you begin to lose your own. See what she saw in you that made you like. It might be that the day she even met you were with your friends drinking,
And she was liking the
and she was liking the vibe.
She was liking how you were relating with
Now
your friends.
she has domesticated you.
You start despising you.
Then she will start hating you. So you see,
It's automatic.
This what you are saying. I have something I say to back it up. That a woman will turn you into what she thinks you should be, and when you become that person,
she will not like
she
you
will not like you again.
Never.
She will not like you.
Never like
Not.
you again.
So, and that is why, if you're asking me why do these people like men that are perceived to be weak, it's because they are malleable. You can just turn them, you can bend them, but eventually you would realize that such union may not last. Eventually, why? Because deep down, but we are still primitive.
See, that word may not. I actually don't like that word may inside that statement. I
Okay, you
don't
guys
like
will not.
it will not.
It may.
It
may.
will not. No.
It may.
No. May is like giving something a chance. See.
Yes.
See, let me
They always have bias.
See,
Because
no,
if you have
sure.
someone like me as your friend,
Yeah.
you might stand a chance of getting over. I cannot see you
Oh,
as my
that
friend.
way.
You are foolish enough.
No,
You know,
it is why I said that may word I don't like it. See, no matter how you put it, see that primitive nature, you can't take it away.
You can't.
You can't.
You want
It's a natural phenomenon.
that.
So along the line, everything will just collapse. No matter how much you try to mend it, to put it together, it's like paper mache. You are trying to put paper mache on the pot. As soon as one plate cracks like this, it's turn
Yes. And another thing is, see, like I was saying, when this is why they like weak men, because these men are malleable.
No, I believe.
You
Sorry,
get-
Yomi. I believe they like weak men because weak men gives them the room to carry out their inner fantasies, to explore. No, I understand you. I'm just trying to say my own point so that before I forget. It allows them to actually carry out their own inner fantasies. The fact that, say, if a woman actually has like 2, 3, 4, 5 body counts before she gets married, when she eventually gets married and she settles down with a weak man, she knows what she's speaking before she actually decides to settle down. Now she has settled down, the man is with her. Along the line, she hates the man because the man is weak. Now, all her inner fantasies that she has been doing before she enters the marriage, she wants to continue it. Most of the time, that's the major reason why they
I'll give you
actually
a very popular story. When I was talking earlier, I mentioned Nabal in the Bible. Now, this is the story. It's a Bible story, but it portrays weak men. It portrays what happens, right? So this man Nabal, very rich man, but was there's a man, David. Everybody knows David now. He was helping this Nabal keep his sheep. So, in a word, Nabal employed David.
Okay.
Then it now got to a time they were doing celebration. David now said, Nabal, give boys something now. Normal, we've been working for you now. Drop something for boys. Nabal can say, I'll show you no go see for here. So David got angry, say, person wey I don dey work for, carry these guys, make dem go
Rob am.
make dem go beat am, make dem go show am pepper. So as they were going, Nabal's wife heard what Nabal did. I will end this story in a very funny way. And went to meet David and begged David and said, my husband is a very foolish man. Even the wife
No.
Understands
understood that the man is foolish and said, my husband is a very foolish man. Take, do you know that when Nabal died, Abigail married David?
That was the wife.
Yes, the wife of Nabal,
the foolish man.
the foolish man. When the foolish man died, the
Now
wife
went
of
to
Uriah
marry a strong man.
David. Now, this is a Bible story, so people try to view it in a religious manner, but bring it to this conversation. But the woman knew that this man was weak, so it was very obvious that she was enduring his weakness. The minute she got an opportunity, the day she saw David, she saw strength and she saw that, okay, this is the kind of man
I should be.
I should be. The day the opportunity showed like this, she moved.
I think that is one of the things the recent wave of feminism is bringing out. That endurance part you mentioned, it has heightened intolerance.
Yeah.
Now, while I understand that there are things that you should not endure in relationships, marriage, like violence, abuse, they are not things you should endure for long. Once you excuse it once and you are not firm with your excusing it, it will continue. Now, of course, someone beat you. There is no reason, except you want to die. That's the only reason you will stay. But there are other things that you can, like I always say something that before I marry you, I've seen your strength, I've seen your weakness, and I've realized that your weakness are things that I can endure, I can take, I can tolerate. I will not marry you if I see that I cannot tolerate your weakness, your bad side. Do you get me? So when I marry you, even when you exhibit those bad side, there are few times that maybe I'm not in a good way to get on my nerves, but I will always understand that this is how this person is. I already understand it. But the new wave of feminism, these ladies don't want to enjoy anything. Now everything is I have to choose my happiness. Happiness
You
is key.
understand?
Now, one thing about life is you cannot always be happy.
In fact,
that is the general principle of life.
I read
whether as a man or as a woman.
I read a quote about this happiness thing. The person said,
It's a fantasy.
life is a train, is like a train, like the rail of a train. You know, all these train rails, but they have two lines, and the train is moving on both lines at the same time. So the person was saying that in life, at the same time, you are happy
And you are
sad.
That's just like
At the same time, something can happen to you that is making you happy.
and in that moment, another thing is making you
So it
sad.
depends on what you want to focus on. So now,
Happiness and sadness is just like the meaning.
They are
It's
twins.
just
They are
together.
twins.
Those
They
are
work out
they come
together.
hand in
separately.
They are together
now,
like
if you
they hold hands.
see, I believe so much in the fact. I don't think that even as if you are a weak man. See, let me even understand what weakness means as a man, right? It means that I was having a conversation with Jaye this afternoon. I was saying that sometimes when you tell women your problem, if you have 5 problems, by the time you tell her, you now have 6
problems.
because one problem that you have added with your
Is our own.
is that you are now concerned about how she's taking it. You understand? You can do a bad deal and you're in debt. You understand? You are in trouble and you dey rough am, and then you tell your wife and she falls sick, or you tell your baby she just collapse.
When she start feeling bad, she now start asking you every minute.
Just-
Meanwhile, as a guy, you don't
Now,
want
you are
someone that
trying
will
to
constantly
process.
remind you of that problem.
So now you have 6 problems.
So now,
Do you understand? But this is the problem. A weak man will tell you everything. And as a woman, I don't believe you are calling misogyny. I don't believe you are created to carry all those pressure.
it's not for you.
You will crack.
They can't.
So by the time I tell you everything that is going wrong, everything,
We'll go my for
Oma Sala, for beer. By the time you know everything that is wrong, and I come and tell you the kind of bad days that I have. Now that is just on one note. Another note is this: a weak man cannot even give you strength when you need it as a woman.
Never.
And that's one of the things women draw from men. Succor. You understand? You know, a babe wants to have a world crash and see a man and watch him fix it. You understand? But if you are weak,
you are helpless.
even you on
Once you
your
are helpless, when a woman
You
is in
understand?
problem, my brother,
Yeah, go on.
You
the
don't
man
give-
that fixes that issue.
it's the person. You don't tell a woman Klamawa Sheba.
Someone said, I was listening to the radio on my way to work one day, and this guy said, you can buy a car for a woman, and when she has a flat tire, the guy that fixes that flat tire for her is the new hero. She will forget you that bought the car for her.
and you think people like that say, I'm going to digress. Right? People like that should vote.
That is the nature of women. That is
What I'm trying to tell
that
you.
doesn't affect
See, no, hold on. Hold on. It does. See, what it does, see, the way you guys are actually saying, from my own point of view, the way me personally see, no matter how much you actually view it, I would rather men generally, call me misogynist, I would rather men generally face propaganda from politicians and choose who to vote for. At least you still have a higher percentage of men that will actually go towards the right way. Hold on. They will still go towards the right way. See, let's put it this way.
Oh, yeah.
Look at, we are digressing about. Let's put it this way.
Oh, yeah,
Let's put it this way. Look at most of these rallies, these politicians do. If they want to like pass information out, they want to like create another propaganda from the feminist, from the general point of view. They bring older women outside because you, as a young man, when you see older women, you actually have this soft, natural soft spot for them. So what are they doing with those older women?
Now, in that situation, it is the men preying on their weakness. Now, hold on. Oh no. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. That is what the scenario you painted now is a man preying on a woman's weakness. Now, he can also do it with another man. In fact, it is playing out in Nigeria presently. I don't want to mention it, but it is playing out. It is playing out clearly.
You guys are not.
I don't want to mention.
No, you guys are not. You guys don't understand. I'm not saying.
Hold on, let me tell you something.
It's not applicable to.
Let me tell you something that
compare it. When you compare it.
Yeah, but we don't have.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something that will buttress what you are saying. Now, what you are trying to say is, when these politicians want to come out, the first set of people they go and meet are the yalojas, the market women. They will not tell you market men, market women. That is their.
I don't know men in the market.
Now, they are men in the market. Now, where
market women.
That's very powerful. The difference is because now there is what we call specialization.
Yeah.
Statistically, there are more women in markets than men. In fact, the ratio will be like 8-2 in the market. Now, the women are supposed to be the emotional gender. Once you appeal to their emotions and they like you, now it is also believed that the women are the backbone of the family. Once you are able to convince one woman, she will try to convince her family.
Sure.
Now, once you convince a man might not take back that information to his family. But a woman, lọ́jà lẹ́nu àlọ́sùn máa wá kí wa ilé kan máa wá kí wa wọ́n máa sọ báyìí fún wa. That is marketing. That is marketing. It is a strategy. Now, the reason it is like that for the gender is because now, like I said earlier, we have strengths, we have weakness.
They are better carriers.
They are better carriers of emotions than men. And politicians have identified that this is these people's weakness. It is a strength. If you see a woman that likes you, you sef go weak. There's a way she will like you that you sef God, I'm not going anywhere again. So once a politician is able to hit that emotional nerve that tó ti ní ilẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ báyìí, ṣe ló wà dàbí pé ó lo tọkọtaya fún ojú sódò. Exactly. Once they like, and they know that as a man, you might tend to have defined. There are times that you can like this person today,
That's true.
So what I'm trying to say now is the fact that they go to women when they want to do these things does not mean that the women are the problem. It is the men in that situation that have identified that this is a weakness I want to exploit.
You see emotions. Emotions are very funny. I'll say this way. I have a friend who, if you are gisting with him and say when she will be, he gets really angry. He gets very angry. because he's kind of sometimes he doesn't have this, this masculine.
way of working.
But then over years, as the friendship grew, I got to understand that this guy self not be normal person, but that is his nature, right? Now, see women, I believe so much. I say that I am not a feminist, not because of what feminism is now. It is because I cannot be a feminist. I am a man. If there's an opportunity for me to use my male privilege, I will use it. I'm saying
I will take the opportunity.
if there's
100%.
Any man
if
any
war
man would.
comes and we start running,
I will not look.
I will not say because you're a woman I should run slower. I will run.
Survival instinct.
Do you understand? At that point, I have to use that is a male privilege. You understand? If something happens now, I want to get out of this place and we start boxing each other, and I see a woman and
I will punch your
box
face.
you out, I
Get
will
out.
use my male privilege when I have to use it. So I cannot be a feminist. I think that men that say they are covering something, they've done something that they are covering. Because why are you overcompensating? You cannot be a feminist. But let's go on. Now, women are getting. See, the thing is, everybody that, even as much as they didn't recognize them, they didn't do this, people understood their strength. That is why when they want to fall a man,
You still use
they'll still use a woman. So they are so woven into society that you cannot deny them certain things. Now, you can now run your house
how you want.
how you want. That is a unit under you. But
in
there's
the
a
bigger
society.
picture,
You understand? That is why I'm going to say this. That is why you see, I have moved with women that when push comes to shove, they will tell you that I am just a woman.
Definitely. When
To bad news, they will tell you that, see, guy, I am
when
just
it's
a
equal.
woman.
When
What do you want
yeah.
me to do? You
or you
understand?
get to the point where a woman will tell you, I advise you to do it. Why did you do it? Are you not the
They
man?
always
I
do
am,
that.
they will
They always do that.
pull.
They will
Even
always
the
do that.
so-called feminists, acclaimed feminists on social media, go to their personal lives, they will pull that card and tell you, guy,
They will always.
na
Because
woman
I
like
said
you.
it, why did you do it?
Do you understand? So you need to understand that dynamics and deal with them on your own terms. But in the sense of a broader society, but everybody has, and that is why I believe so much in. That is why I was saying I believe so much in the concept of feminism as at then, right? But now, 2024,
As at then.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
But now,
70s,
2024,
80s.
but I think I just doing rubbish, and I think that the popular ones that your mind goes to when you hear the word feminism, they are doing rubbish.
Everybody knows
The
that.
ones that is why people now say
Everybody knows that.
I am not. Even women will now tell you I am not a feminist. You don't need to do this. You don't need to say I am not a Christian. I am not a Muslim. You don't need to quote your identity. Once you start quoting your identity, that identity is abysmal.
There is no.
It's abysmal.
There is no identity there.
Cancel it and look for a new identity.
I don't understand how you say you want to be a feminist and you still want a patriarch.
You understand?
Before you go,
I mean,
before you continue, say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want anybody out there to actually think I hate women. I don't. Let me stress it.
It's not necessary for
fucking love
conversation.
women. I fucking love women. I understand.
It's just for the point of
So it's just
conversation.
for the point of conversation, please.
So
I don't
so that's
hate any woman out there. So please.
so if you see a weak man, you go know. See, weakness is not. I want because I feel that somebody is going to be listening to this podcast, and the person is going to be seeing themselves. Like, oh, what I mean, did they talk about it?
No, sure. 100.
don't worry, you still have
Don't worry,
there's still time.
there's hope.
Hmm.
If
Another question.
Hmm.
Another question. Do you think this modern wave of feminism or feminist women there, do you think they have good agendas towards men in general?
overpowered,
Other people, you know, one said they should be women. In fact, I bought that tweet. He said they should be all men. I intentionally
wọ́n fẹ́ eradicate.
and the problem now is that eradicating men does not solve your problem.
Wọ́n fẹ́ power down the
That is it.
wọ́n rọrẹ́ sí wa, wọ́n lé pictures sí wa ni.
Bọ́lọ́wọ́ nígbà wo.
No, the new wave of feminism wants to. It's not. I'm not saying that they want
The
to.
new ways of feminism is just misandry.
See,
That's
see, if you see it as aid for men, you are even missing a bigger picture of an agenda that me I saw. It is demonizing men. They don't hate you. They want to demonize you, such that that is why there's this guy on Twitter that was fighting. Let me just give him Salako. Uncle Salako. He was fighting a battle, and I saw it that this guy is fighting a true battle. When you are celebrating a girl child, you
on a UNESCO page. You are celebrating.
No, I'm not even talking about generally. When you want to celebrate, no, that's not even my own point of contention. But when you want to celebrate the girl child, you celebrate her as
an entity, different
an angel. You celebrate her as something that should be protected, somebody that should be loved and cherished. When you want to celebrate the boy child, you celebrate him as a demon that should be controlled, that can develop anger issues, that can become abusive. You understand? And that is demonizing that gender. That is why they want to do it to the extent that once a woman says you did it,
nobody
should listen to you and say maybe you did it.
Once you ask questions, you become
that's not misandry. It is an agenda. It is a well-structured agenda to demonize men. And that is why I woke up and I saw that a lot of people are just consuming. You know, you would see a fellow man, a man, laughing with women because they are insulting a man.
Yeah.
You are a fool. Sorry to say. You are a fool.
That's so much
because
right now.
You are not special. It is the same thing with a woman.
It will come to your
joining. You know, something happening to a woman, and a woman. You see men laughing at a woman, and a woman is joining them to laugh. You are also a woman because you are not special. It can happen to you.
It's coming to you.
Do you understand? So you see this demonizing of men. It is a well thought out agenda. Apart from that, it is such that you would see two consenting adults have sex.
No, paint it very well. Two consenting adults are drunk. Both of them went out to drink.
Both are drunk.
Both are high. They will have sex. And one will now say that he raped me because I was in my weak moment.
I was drunk too.
So according to what I
know. So it is.
No. Now, let us get it straight. I'm not saying they don't rape women. I'm not saying
Baba.
I'm not saying
should misunderstand. When you said it in plain English,
they rape women. There was no rape. Two people are high.
Do you understand?
Two people have sex.
He didn't force you. You just woke up. You regretted. You just woke up. You regretted the
sex. They will now say
even in the Western culture, I heard that a woman can withdraw consent.
Mid sex.
Yes.
Is that crazy?
It's madness.
Is that mad?
You have agreed that let's have this sex. We are having.
So I don't say I have to stop.
I withdraw. Stop.
Ow! That is why you realize that it is a demonization. You understand? I'm serious. They are demonizing men such that you would see somebody saying that I am going on the street and I see 3 men. You understand? And because of the agenda that has demonized this man, let me tell you, I am going to work on it. I have a personal belief that abusers are repetitive people.
Sure.
If a woman, in a society, if you have 100 men, you can have 5 abusers. You have 100 men, 100 women. You can have 5 male abusers abuse all the 100 women.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Very possible.
But now, the actions of that 5 men, is being shed on the remaining
95.
Now, the problem with men is this: men, they see us as a group. That is why it was when men as come became a thing that Shoraphobia also came.
Yes.
People do not understand how much men as come messed up their mental health. Because that time you are having a conversation with a babe and she's telling you I don't know how people find it funny that you are scum.
No, men are scum.
You understand? Because of one thing that you read, that
No,
one
that
person
someone
did to
did.
somebody.
What if it's their own experience?
If it's your experience, am I the
I'm
one?
not the one you experienced it.
You can't generalize your own
Am I the one that
personal
did it?
experience.
Then they will now tell you that you are calling men rapists. I come and I say, you say all people bearing Oriyomi, they are rapists. And I come and I say, me, I'm not a rapist. You will not tell me that if I'm not a rapist,
Why did you answer?
why did I answer? Are you foolish?
It's like another instance. It's like saying a short man comes to meet me, a tall guy. I'm fucking me and I have a blister here. And I'm like, every short guy I see, I'm not.
You understand? Are you foolish? So that demonization, it has not, and you don't have, something doesn't have to be true. You just have to allow a lot of people say it. Once a lot of people keep saying it,
People will start accepting
It will become a
it.
thing. It will become a thing.
They will
and
start
that is
accepting
why
it as the truth.
that is why you will see that.
It's like if you repeat a lie so many times,
It
you
will
start
become,
for
seeing
example,
to stick as the truth.
For example, there was a very popular issue. This guy, once he hears that this person raped this person, he's always the first. I trolled him. I trolled him when it happened. He's always the first to come and say he did it. No matter the explanation of the guy,
He did it.
this guy will come and say he did it. He, as a guy, is the one that is poking holes into another guy's theory, into another guy's explanation.
They really won't find it.
When it happened to him,
That was when he learned his lesson.
when it happened to him, I went on my page. It's not because maybe I don't have followers at that time. I wanted to do to him
what he was
what he
doing
was doing to others. I wanted to poke holes in all his theories. You understand? Because
guys.
no, I dey come. Let me end this story. Because you see, they want to shut you up. That is why when you speak up and say maybe it didn't happen, they call you a
Well,
That's
liar. They want
That's
to
the
shut you
agenda.
up.
They want to
It
shut
is
you
not.
up.
It is not an identity.
Then when the person
And
now
demonize
comes back
you.
to say it was a lie, I was just angry, blah, blah, blah. Nobody
will say it.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Now, if you now go on the internet to search the name of the person that was at
That story.
that story is the first thing that will come up. Nobody will remember that the lady later came back to say that
They just want to
story was
use
false.
buzzwords.
Misogynist.
You are
rape apologist.
They don't want to shut you
The
up.
thing is, they have arrested some words that actually were harmless.
They don't want to
And
shut you
it's
up
a
now.
very huge deal right now. Harmless words now are like a very harmful words now. Words are
It's
actually
now emotional now.
extremely
I
And
understand.
you tell someone you are fat, it has become an insult.
How should I describe it?
How should I describe
What
it?
is
You
the
are fat.
English word for a big person? You say thick. Are you cardboard?
You are not thick. You are not bread. It's bread that is
Are
thick.
you
You are fat.
Guys, let's move on. To the next question. To the next question.
Wait, I'm coming. A question to buttress that. Now, if fat is offensive, what is the word for short?
Short none.
Short. So you people that you are calling
So it is easier to say. In fact, it is more acceptable to say short men than fat woman. You become a devil for saying a fat woman, but she is saying the truth for saying
You will see
short
people
man.
come on Twitter. Sorry, a short man will do something. I'm a short man. I take it personally. A short man will do something. People will come on Twitter and say short men.
You short devil.
In fact, they will say short people. Short people are this. Short people are that. You will not see any outrage. Let one
Just
obviously
say
fat person.
fat person.
Say
Then
something.
the world will collapse.
That's the difference between a man and a woman. See, as a man, if you are fat, you just have to adopt the name.
Oh, Bobs.
Oh, wow.
When I was in secondary school, like Jaye knows, like I was one of the 3 tallest guys in school then.
Lanky.
I got you.
There was nothing I could do about
Somebody
it.
look at that.
But you dare not even have a fat woman fatty
Baba,
bomb.
somebody look at
Do you know how many guys called when I in university days? Dajay. If I don't pick here, I got you.
All to university.
They don't now you go answer say alpha guy, where you go? You see, we go embrace them, but for a woman, it's just different. They'll just see it as no.
Okay,
no
how should I
confidence.
call it?
See, hold on. I want to ask a side question. Has any woman come to meet you and ask you, do you think I'm fat?
The answer is no.
Because if you tell her yes, you have become a problem. Your answer should always be no.
Do you know why? No, apart from the fact that see,
Okay, now I think the method I've adopted is if you ask me, am I fat? I will ask you, what do you think? So if you now tell me that I think I'm adding weight and say you are correct, you have added weight.
What? Òun tí wọ́n ti rí ara ẹ̀.
I'm out of that. There's another thing that
Hey guys, let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on.
people ask me certain questions about this, right? That's another thing. You should be wise enough to identify when somebody is asking you something to feel good about themselves. For example, now you go out with a babe, and a babe is dressed and she's asking, do I look good? Sometimes she's asking that question for a boost. Right?
But what if she's not looking good?
So at that point, that is why I say
I've seen some makeups that I cannot even tell you that you are looking good. God will punish you for
if you ask me that do I look good and you don't look good and it is something that we can correct, I will advise you that we should. I will advise you.
See, guys,
I can't even lie.
See, guys out there, yeah? See, the best thing you can do for yourself if your woman asks you, is she fat?
Yeah,
Is
What do you think?
What do you
It's like you don't like your
what do
wife.
Or you should ask her.
do you think my makeup is looking good? Just redirect the question back to her.
What do you think?
You understand?
What do
Or
you
do
think?
you think I would care if you're fat? I would love you to say.
No, you see, don't do that. She will fight. She will fight.
So I'm fat.
She will fight. Oh my god, let's move on. Okay, the next question. Do you guys think? Oh, let's put it this way. What kind of a man out there, or which kind of a man out there can handle and tame a feminist woman?
What kind of feminist? Check these people on Twitter.
Even okay, general consensus about what feminism is.
General consensus.
Yeah, about what feminism
No,
is. Don't let us.
there cannot be a general consensus because what the feminism that is practiced now is tilting towards something else.
Misandry.
So different from the concept itself.
Hold on. Okay, let me reframe it.
So yeah.
Okay, what or which kind of a man can actually handle and tame a modern feminist woman?
You can, yeah, I'm not in the business.
And do you think that stress will be worth it?
It's not. It has never been worth it. Don't stress yourself. Let her learn. She will learn. It might just be late. It might be very late, but she will learn.
We don't have much time. Yomi, we don't have much time.
You want to date?
Yomi, we don't have much time. Yomi, yes or no? We don't have much time.
Is that yes or no question?
Yeah, no.
Let's talk.
See, yeah.
Number one thing is she must be the one to like. If she's the one that likes you, then you've won 40%. Because you know the reason why I want to talk about it is because see, this podcast is apart from the fact that we are just around people. This might be somebody's reality now, right? In fact, any woman you want to meet, please ensure that she first of all likes you. That's very important. But another thing is that you see, one thing I realized about this thing is that sometimes some of these people are just trauma responses. That is not who they are.
Always.
Find what is wrong.
Always.
Fix it.
That is
But
actually
if you are not asking me that
trauma
is it
responses.
worth it?
That's the genesis.
My own answer. Will I do it?
I'm not a fixer.
You're not a fixer.
I don't.
Come fixed.
But
Wait.
okay.
Let's say.
I don't mind the age, but come fixed.
Okay, let's say the majority of men. Let's say all men shares your view. Do you know a lot of women out there that are feminists, modern feminists, who actually end up without a man?
That's their
Who
problem.
cares?
It's not my business.
Okay.
It's not my business. But they will learn. See, eventually they will learn. Now, where the problem is how soon will they learn?
Okay.
1, 2, when they learn, show my back or it will be too late.
Or it will not back.
3, if it will not back, hope they will not turn around and start trying to induct younger ones
They will
become
do that.
bitter people like them. Those are the 3 questions. But the bad whether is not my business. It's your life.
Ladies out there.
It's your life. It's not my own business.
This is my 2 cents. Please, whatever you are doing and you believe you're a feminist, drop it. I know
You should drop feminism.
Hold on. Yes, I am because I care about you guys. Yes, I am. I care a lot about women. I care a lot about women. Drop it. Try your possible best to go deep down inside of you and check where that trauma, that trauma you are responding from, where that trigger is. Go deep inside of you and check it. Work on it and make yourself feel better. Look at your mother. I don't know if your mother has, maybe your father is there. If your father is not there, look at your mother. Look at how maybe good she is or how miserable she is. And look at yourself and wonder if you want to be like that in the next 20 years. If the answer is no, you don't want to be like that, drop that feminism act. It will never favor you. You will end up being alone. And if you want to actually get married, or maybe you have a chance to be married, you will end up marrying a man you won't want. Please, ladies out there, try your possible best. That feminism, just drop it. Look for where that trauma is deep inside of you. Identify it, work on it, and look better. Feel better.
You are sounding like a
No.
no.
Do you know my 2 cents?
It's not see.
Do you know my 2 cents?
The thing is,
No, I'm joking.
I know you are joking. I know you are joking. The thing is, like I said,
Oh,
no.
Yeah,
I love women, and I really want most women to actually have a king.
the problem is,
And I know it's not possible for every woman to be married. I know. But at least give yourself a higher chance. Give yourself a higher chance. Most men out there, guys, please let me help these women here. Let me help these women. Most men out there don't want older women. See, if you are at the age of 28, 29, you are still carrying on that feminism act, come on, I'm sorry you. I swear to God Almighty, you go end up being alone.
This is why
Or you end up being with
the problem is, what my own 2 cents.
I have to. I love women. I love to help. I have to.
My 2 cents.
Let's round up.
My 2 cents.
Producers are actually telling us to
My
round
2
up.
cents is this: nobody is against. Right? Feminism was not created to be a man versus woman issue. This every day, you people are not talking about any other thing apart from what a man has done. Feminism is not about that. If you are the kind of feminist that you already have a negative bias against men, please, like Dajay, now this one I'm begging, review your convictions. I'm not saying you should drop it. Just sit down, review your convictions.
Drop
It
it.
is not don't drop it. Don't drop
Are
it.
you trying to tell a woman
What to do?
Yes, because majority of them don't know what to do. You have to make them know what to do.
Let her just review your conviction. Every conviction should be reviewed. Even that's why you see that. That's why you see that even now you see a lot of after the COVID-19, you see a lot of Christianity has been reviewed.
Christ believing bad.
Christianity has been reviewed.
Mary,
Everything
there is
gets
gay marriages now.
right.
Those are
Right? Christianity has been reviewed. What you see, people don't go to church. They tell you that Bakovic, people are watching church. So it's a review because even Christianity is an identity, is an idea. Same thing with feminism. Same thing with whatever you believe in. Review it part time. Review it.
Jaye, in 1 minute.
That you think of
Me, I'm not going to beg you to leave it. I'm a very wicked person. Don't leave it. But
If you don't beg them, your child will
I'm
praise
of the
them.
school of thought that experience is the best teacher. Now, it is you that will now decide whether you want to experience it yourself or you want to learn from other people's experience. It is your choice, like I say. I'm not going to beg anybody. Now, if you now come into my child's life, I will not let you spoil my child's life. No,
The money to a 24/7.
If you like.
The money to a 24/7.
Learn from this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Dajay, your face like this. Face not
Let's go.
It's on misogyny.
But you're right.
Guys, seriously, I love you, man. I fucking love you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I fucking love you, man. But that is why deep inside of me, I care so much. I want you guys to be better. No. Because I care so much. I want women to be better for themselves. Because if women are better for themselves, automatically it goes deep into it spreads into the society.
Yeah.
if women grows because of you guys, my guy gonna use it. I care. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this is the end of the podcast. Thank you and God bless.
Caretaker. I don't care you. Bye bye. It was scary.